Hey, what's up guys? So I thought it'd be fun to talk about some cards I just think are overpowered, and it'd be interesting to talk about, 3 cards I think should get banned. You can let me know in the comment section down below what cards you think should be banned. Maybe name 3 or 2 or name however many you want to, and maybe give your explanations for it. But I have 3 right here, and I want to talk about them and kind of reasons why. Well, first off, Monster Reborn. Now, we already have Call of the Haunted at 3. What's the reason for needing Reborn? I feel like Reborn is one of those cards where you could literally just top deck this card and you win simply just because of Reborn. And there's a lot of times where you can just kind of make moves that you shouldn't be able to make when you have Reborn, and especially when your opponent activates something like Solemn Judgment. If you Reborn that monster, it can become a problem and you basically just win right there. Like if you go to make a synchro and your opponent negates it, they go Solemn Judgment, you can't reborn the synchro because it was like Solemn Judgmented because it wasn't synchro summoned properly. But if you can just reborn any monster with decent attack, you just attack for game anyways. I feel like Reborn, it really makes it so when your opponent uses like Solemn Judgment, if you can just reborn your monster anyways, you'll have game. And it is a pretty good card, and the thing is, any deck can really run Reborn. I don't think there's any meta deck that doesn't play Reborn. Next card up, Blackluster Soldier. This card steals games so hard it's not even fair. Sometimes you'll have like a Zenmain Stardust, and your opponent goes, "Just go BLS," and you're like, oh. And maybe your Zenmain only has 0 attachments, and then they can attack over both of them. But a really good setup before in plants was if you can make Scrap Dragon plus Stardust, you were good to go. But this ruined that setup so easy because Stardust plus Scrap Dragon was a pretty nasty field at one time in the game. But Blackluster Soldier, it just didn't care. This card doesn't care about anything as far as in the game at the moment. It's easily splashable in a lot of decks because Effect Veiler is main decked in a lot of decks, and Torgaid's also pretty much in every deck right now, except for I'd say the Merman Atlanteans probably don't play it, and they're a top tier deck. Yeah, a lot of decks can just throw in BLS, and this card it wrecks. It's just too good. The fact that it's 3,000 attacks, so it runs over pretty much most of the stuff in the game. And then the fact that it can also banish face downs, which is pretty awesome because, if your opponent has a face down Raikou, they can't, destroy BLS. And the fact that makes him really insane is the fact, so when he destroys an attack, when he destroys a monster, it can attack again. And that means if your opponent has a monster with, 2,800 attack, it runs over that, and then 3,000 directly. It's too nasty, and it steals games. I really feel like this card definitely it wins by itself. It wins a lot of games, and I'm guilty of it too. I'll admit I have won by top decking BLS myself, or reborning my opponent's BLS, or just BLS in general. It's just too good of a card. And lastly, the third card. This one's not splashable, but every time any player opens up with Gateway, I almost want to say, okay, you got game 1, let's go to game 2, because this card is insane. It's like Black Rowan on steroids, topped with, I don't know, what would you top it with? Moonray Curry? I don't know. If you guys don't know what this is an old card. I'm going to show you, just for funsies. This is a really old card. Oh, is it not? How do they spell Curry? Do they spell it? Oh, Muyan Curry is actually. So, select one player. That player gains 2,000 200 life? That's awful. But, yeah, this is a really old card. But back to Gateway, and why I think it really is a card that's it's too unfair. This card sets up so much advantage, and it sits there and goes, aha, I have Gateway. And the thing is, most of the 6 samurais, you can just be like, oh, it's cool, search for keys on, specials keys on, okay, get more counters in Gateway, oh, it's cool, specials more keys on, okay, you get more counters in Gateway. If you Gateway plus anything that you can add counters to, you could just spam all triple keys on going to Shockmaster, and you win. And the fact that this card has 300 effects. It has more effects than Machina Fortress, and Machina Fortress has too many effects already. So the fact that you can remove counters anywhere on the field is pretty nasty, but then you can also boost up the attack, which is kind of the problem 6 Samurais had, where they can't run over bigger monsters, but if they have enough counters in Gateway, they can OTK you. I've seen 6 Samurais player boost Xian up to where he was 6,000 attack. I'm sure you can even boost Xian up even higher if you have the right hand with it. You can do some shenanigans in it. And the fact that there's an XYZ 6 Samurai allows you to just put more 6 Samurais on the board, so you can just spam more monsters, more counters on Gateway. It's just too nasty of a card, even though it's at 1. The thing is, when they have this, I mean, all these cards I'm picking, they're all at 1. But the thing with Gateway is just, oh, it's so nasty to deal with because, your opponent dropping BLS first turn doesn't really hurt. Dropping, if they activate Reborn first turn, they can maybe do some nasty plays. But the thing is, with the Gateway first turn, oh, you're oh, I lose. Like, there's really no coming back from it. But yeah, those are 3 cards I think that, you know, I would be okay with, or, you know, mostly happy with if they just went away forever and, you know, never saw the light of day again. But yeah, because I feel like Call of the Haunted's at 3. We already have Chaos Sorcerer, and Chaos Sorcerer, I know it's at 1, but the thing is, like, this card, the attacking twice is just, it's too nasty. They need to make a new Envoy card that just banishes one. It has, like, 2,000 attack or something. Remove a light and a dark, and it's a light. It's Black Luster Soldier's little brother or something like that. So he's not as strong. So he's like, you know, 1,500 or 2,000 attack or something, and he can just banish face downs as well. But yeah, attacking twice is really the point of BLS. Like, it's too nasty to deal with. And then Gateway, I don't think we need to really talk about Gateway. But if you have 6 counters on Gateway, you can target 1 Shan effect monster in your graveyard and special summon it. But that effect doesn't really happen. It's pretty much just remove 4 counters, add more 6 Samurais to special summon, and add more counters on Gateway, and you can just spam it. Like, this card is just made for loops. But yeah, that said, let me know in the comment section below, what are some cards you feel that should be banned, and maybe let me know why. But yeah, I think that these are contenders perhaps to get banned in the next upcoming ban list. I know it's a long time before the ban list comes out, but, you know, it's just possible. But anyways, let me know down below in the comment section what are 3 or just a few cards you think that should be banned, and maybe let me know why. But thanks for watching. Asian Eyes signing out.